Australia is a very unique place, completely different to the rest of the world. And today I wanted to talk about how SEO is different in Australia and how you can do it differently in Australia compared to the United States, the UK, and the rest of the world, because it is very different. And a lot of the content that I watch and a lot of the tools that I use are all American based or UK based. And so I wanted to make this video to talk about what is different in Australia and why SEO is different and how you can approach that. So here's a terrible picture of Australia here, but let's jump into it. The first thing I wanted to talk about is kind of the obvious thing, but Australia is just much smaller. We have, 27 million people, I could be completely wrong, compared to the United States, which has about 300 million or something like that. And so naturally, the search volume for all your keywords that you're going to target are way, way less than the United States. And so I wanted to show you a few here. So I'm wearing a black hoodie. So first keyword I'm looking for is black hoodie. You can see in Australia, there's 5.6 thousand people a month searching for it. So it's a pretty decent keyword. And you can see as well, it's supposedly easy to rank for. There's very few referring domains on the pages within the top 10. Now that doesn't necessarily mean it's easy to rank for. We can see, it's Culture Kings, DR of 63, H&M, DR of 87. So they're not going to have as many backlinks or referring domains on these pages, which, this keyword difficulty ranking, don't take it with a grain of salt. But to show you the difference, right, in America, in the United States, instead of 5.6 thousand, there's 53,000 people searching for black hoodie. So straight away, there's 10 times more people searching for this keyword. And so naturally, your SEO results and your SEO work is going to, in essence, be 10 times less than what you can get in America. If we jump over to another example, we've got here collagen powder. There's 13,000 people in Australia searching for this every single month. So it's obviously very popular. It's got a keyword difficulty of 34, which is, getting quite hard. And so 43 referring domains on the pages to rank in the top 10. This has obviously gone up a little bit since last year. Again, if we look down, what that keyword difficulty number means is if we see this domains number here, this tells us how many backlinks or referring domains that each of these sites has, and the specific page, not just the website. And so it shows you that to rank for collagen powder, you need to invest quite heavily into link building beyond all your other SEO efforts. But if we have a look in the United States again, instead of 13,000 and a 34, we go to 46,000 and 39. So slightly more difficult from a keyword difficulty perspective. But again, there's also, 3-4 times as many people searching for collagen powder in America. Another example, crossbody bags, 2.5 thousand people in Australia searching for that with a keyword difficulty of 3. So it's relatively easy. And then we compare that to America. We've got 46,000 people. So it's obviously way more popular in America. And the keyword difficulty as a result is a little bit higher. And then the final example I have here was a much smaller keyword, but L-shaped couch covers. So there's 250 people searching for that in Australia, and then compare that to America, we've got 700 people searching for that. So they're just little differences, but these numbers add up dramatically. So when you're doing keyword research and when you're having a look at the numbers from an SEO campaign, you may be underwhelmed with how many people are searching for it, but that's just the nature of Australia. There's less people here, and so there's going to be less volume. And so a lot of the videos you might watch online will show, 5, 6, 7,000 people searching for all these different keywords, when in reality, that's not going to happen in Australia for as many of your keywords. If you're selling, if we go L-shaped couch, there's 1.2 thousand people for that. This may be your main keyword, and there's only 1,200 people, whereas in America, well, that's going to be over here, 6,500 people searching for it. So it may be a bit underwhelming. You may see that there's less, and then once you get into these different more longer tail keywords like L-shaped couch cover, the keyword volume gets quite low. So that's one of the main differences in Australia, is just purely the volume. And so while this may seem like it's a negative thing that there's less volume in Australia, it's actually a really big opportunity because, first of all, there's less volume, but there's also way less competition. And so when it comes to e-commerce SEO, very few people are investing in SEO heavily. And so if you're one of those e-commerce brands that do, you have an opportunity to dominate in Australia. And that's evident by some of these keywords. If I look at black hoodie, just 5.6 thousand people. But if we search down here, we've got Culture Kings, H&M, Blank Clothing, I'm not sure what they are, Uniqlo, Halen Steins, Represent Clo, Universal, Elite 11, the Iconic. So you can see that these brands here, they're very, very well known. So it's obviously going to be very difficult to compete for this keyword. But it shows you that the big brands that do invest in SEO are dominating these search terms. So this one here, I'm not sure what Blank Clothing is, but maybe this is a smaller brand. And so obviously if they're investing in SEO, which it looks like they are, then, look at this. They've got some great SEO text down here. Great internal linking. I'm sure they've probably built some links as well. So it shows you the opportunity that there is for smaller brands, much more opportunity, because as I said here, it looks like a lot of big brands are dominating it. And so maybe you won't necessarily rank for black hoodie, but if you go to say black zip up hoodie and dig a little deeper, that leaves so much more opportunity for these smaller brands to take over, because big brands are dominating it, but that's because no smaller brands are really competing at all. And so that's a great opportunity when it comes to SEO in Australia is, yes, less search volume, but way less competition. And the reason for that is most people just don't see the numbers, and so don't think it's worth it. They see this low volume on a lot of their keywords, or they don't find very many keywords to target. And so therefore they think it's not worthwhile. But I can tell you now that SEO is absolutely worthwhile, especially in Australia. And there's massive opportunity there for e-commerce stores. So if that's you, I would highly suggest looking into some SEO and investing for your brand. So now how can you make the most of it in Australia? So first it comes down to identifying your keywords. Now I've made videos on this, so I'll link to those somewhere in the video here. But in short, what you want to do, Google Keyword Planner, it's all free. Make sure that you're selecting Australia. And if you're selling just in a specific state, select that state. That's going to give you the keyword volume for this country, this state. And so if we have a look, now we'll go collagen powder. We're searching in Australia, we'll get results. Look at this here, it gives us a bunch of different keyword variations and keyword ideas. And it also gives us a range for those, what kind of keywords we should be targeting in Australia. Now, the importance here is to make sure that you're on Australia, because if you, search for the United States, those numbers are obviously going to be way, way higher than just, see, look at that, we've got 100K to 1 mil, they're all 10K to 100K. So identify what keywords are good in Australia and not just, what you might find online and what you think might be worthwhile in America, because it's not. We're in Australia. That's where we want to find the keywords. So that's step one. Step two is making sure that you actually optimize your collection and product pages. Again, I've made videos about this, so I'll link to them somewhere in the video. And these are just my kind of guides and checklists that I follow when doing these collection pages and product pages. Just making sure that your keyword is in all these different areas. Make sure you've got keywords, got content on your page as well. So then you can help Google, but also users find this page and have useful information once they get there. And even though you are an e-commerce store, it's also very important to just get some local citations and links as well that are from Australia, because a lot of the links that you're going to get, especially through marketplaces, are going to be in America or the UK. Just, again, there's more people there, there's more numbers there. So making sure that you can get some foundational links in Australia is also important. There's providers that do this for you, and you can just pay them $50. They'll index you into a bunch of different local local directories and things like that. So just look for that online. I'll also link below the one that I use, which I think is really good. And yeah, just make sure that you get some Australian links if you can, because we're in Australia, so having that Australia to Australia connection is really going to help your local Australian rankings. So finally, is it even worth it? Is SEO in Australia worth it? Well, this is a live case study that I'm currently working on, but this is what happened in the first 3 months of working with this client. First couple of months, or first month where we worked with them, they made just over $16,000. And after 3 months of SEO, they were making $22,000, $23,000 from organic Google search, as you can see here. So again, these numbers aren't massive. Online, you're going to see people claiming $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 extra a month. Hopefully we can get to that with some of these clients. But, that's an extra $72,000 a year just from this little increase here. So, $72,000 a year, that's quite a bit of money, especially for a smaller brand. And so, this is going to do wonders for your brand if you invest in SEO, and especially if you invest early. The earlier you do it, the longer and more compounding those results are going to be. And so absolutely it's worth it. And if you need someone to do it for you and you're an e-commerce brand, then click the first link in the description and I'm your guy. I'll help you do some SEO and help you make extra money like this that you don't have to pay for. It's all free from Google. You don't pay for all the clicks. So I hope that was useful. A little bit of an overview there. If you enjoy this and you want to learn more about SEO, especially in Australia, then click subscribe and also view my other videos. I'm making more videos like this every day, and hopefully you enjoy it, and you'll see you in the next one.